Agni couldn't hold it in his flames. What he had been asked to carry was too bright, too alive, too sacred to be just a secret. Fire is supposed to consume, but that day, fire was forced to cradle. A divine spark, Shiva's seed, too potent for any single container, had been entrusted to Agni, and the heat of it didn't feel like burning. It felt like responsibility, like holding the future in trembling hands. Agni ran, not out of cowardice, but because even a god can panic when the burden is cosmic. He moved through spaces where wind doesn't dare to linger, searching for someplace, someone who could receive what he could not. And fate answered with the Kriticas. 6 radiant mothers, the starry sisters you see as the Pleiades, bathing together in a luminous lake. Their laughter was ordinary for a moment, human, warm, until Agni arrived with eyes blazing and breath uneven. He didn't seduce them. He didn't trick them. He pleaded. "Help me," he said, voice cracking like firewood. "I'm carrying something I cannot carry." The Kriticas looked at one another. In their faces you can see what every parent knows: the terror of saying yes to a life you didn't plan, and the pull to protect what arrives anyway. So they opened their arms. The lake went still. The air thickened. Even the stars leaned in. And then the child arrived, one divine infant, unbearably radiant, as if dawn itself had taken a body. The light didn't come from outside him. It came from his existence. 6 mothers reached for him at once, and here the tension sharpened, like a thread about to snap. Who gets to hold him? Who gets to be called mother when love multiplies but arms are still only 2? The Kritica's eyes filled, not with jealousy, but with that aching fear of being left out of devotion. They all wanted to feed him, rock him, press his tiny forehead to their hearts and feel chosen. The universe watched a problem no weapon can solve: 6 pure loves reaching for one child. And then the spectacle. The single divine baby became 6. Not copies, real, living infants, each one a sunbeam made flesh. 6 cradles seemed to appear in the air itself, lit like small altars. 6 pairs of hands lifted 6 laughing babies. 6 lullabies rose, overlapping like a constellation of sound. The lake reflected them, and for a moment it looked like the sky had dropped its stars into the water, and each star was a child. Agni exhaled, finally free. But the miracle wasn't finished, because as the babies grew, their radiance began to align, like separate flames leaning toward one another. The 6 mothers watched with awe and a strange tenderness, the way you watch a child outgrow your lap. The infants moved closer. Light braided into light, and then, as if love itself decided to reveal its full face, they merged. One body, 6 faces. Kartikeya, Skanda, Shanmuka, the 6-faced Lord, born from a problem that only divinity can solve: how to honor every sincere heart without diminishing any. His eyes looked in 6 directions at once, not because he was divided, but because he was complete. His presence felt like courage given a form, youthful, unstoppable, the kind of force that makes darkness reconsider. And the Kritikas? They didn't lose him when he became one. They gained a truth: that motherhood is not ownership, it's participation in grace. Somewhere beyond the scene, Shiva and Parvati's destiny moved closer to its next chapter. But here, in this lake of starlight and trembling arms, the world learned a quieter lesson. Not every blessing arrives in a shape you can control. Sometimes it arrives too big for one person, too radiant for one story. So it splits, so it shares itself, so nobody who truly loves is left empty-handed. And that is why Kartikeya's 6 faces still matter, because the divine doesn't ask you to compete for closeness. It expands until all sincere love